Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 9 review, Magic round review, and as you can see, it was quite the Magic round. Wow, what a round of scoring! That's gotta be the biggest round across the board, right? Like, the only season that would come close, the 2021 season, obviously infamous for having massive scores, but I cannot remember, even in 2021, granted, I don't remember fucking anything about like my scoring or scoring in general for that year, but I can't remember a score. Like, I definitely have not hit 1600 before. I don't think so. I would have probably 1500 a couple of times, but 1600 massive, and yeah, across the board. Like, what was his high score? Was it at 1900? It was high 18s. Like, there were 18s, there were 1700s, and as you can see, we finished on 1617, which fucking huge. And then we did jump up quite a few ranks, 2,700 spots up, so we're sitting just inside the 3K, so good progression. Again, it was like similar to last week. Obviously, last week was another pretty high scoring round. This one just blew it out. And after finishing the round, obviously with our poor captaincy last week, I wasn't quite sure where it put us. This week, it was similar. I did think surely we're going to see some green arrows, but I didn't know how big a jump we would get because, again, like the scoring, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure there were plenty of people that got 1,300, 1,400 scores, which it's still good. It's just, if you just didn't have a couple of those massive ton guys, then which is, it was sort of a make or break week. Like, not to say if you had a down week, you're like completely out of it, but this was definitely a week that sort of separates the top from, the middling pack, I would say, a little bit. But as you can see, that you can still make up ground. But let us go through how the team went. So there were, good lord, the scoring, and it could have been more, it could have been less as well. We'll go through what happened. So Santa Smith with a whopping 0. Pretty funny. It's just such it's so super coach, isn't it? Like, what did he get? 130 last week. 120, 130. There were quite a few people that traded him in. Everybody would have played him this week. After that, obviously a lot of people didn't play him last week. Played him, gets 0. What can you do? It is a little funny he updated to 0. He was on 1 point at the end of the game. I want to see what they credited him for his stats. Okay, so they've given him 2 tackles, 2 missed tackles. I don't know. It's fun. It's funny he got to 0. I'll talk about that when we talk about the loop, but it definitely helped people with their loops this week who didn't play him, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it at the end. Mamazulis with a 38. It is what it is. I think Lockie Hubner was the guy who came on as our auto emergency guy, I guess. Payne Haas with a 87, Terrell May with a 79, and Tino with the 109. So big scores up front. The back row, Eli Katal with the 77. Obviously, Olakwatu, we switched in to do the loop. This is one of our mistakes. We obviously played Horsburgh. Unfortunately, only scoring a 45. It just was a poor game for him. It started badly with an error first run. He also got knocked out like late in the game, so it could have been more. He obviously didn't get to play extra time or golden point, so he obviously could have scored more. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's it's fine. But yeah, we missed out on some points. Obviously, I was tossing up between Horsburgh and Nicholson, but I ended up going with Horsburgh. We lost a few points. And I guess, we could look at Egan, but I wasn't really considering playing Egan. I was more keen to go with Nichols and Horsburgh over Egan, but obviously Egan scored a try, 97 points. Like, it's still good. He's going to make a ton more cash, so... And I guess at the end of the day, if he does... Because he did play... What did he play? Did he go off at all? I think he went off late in this game, but he was back up, 72 minutes, which is great. Obviously, the week before, 30 points. And again, like, I didn't play him last week. Didn't play him this week. Obviously, we missed out on a big score, but we missed out on a low score last week, so it evens out. But yeah, last week he obviously went off with like it was a hand or I don't know, some sort of niggle, but he looked pretty fit in this one, so it's good to see back up to 70 minutes plus, so that is great signs going forward for Egan, and he does turn into a pretty good play now when needed. Again, I mean, I said I don't think that he's going to score too many more tons, but if he keeps scoring fucking tries, and I mean, I guess it is the nice part. He plays on the edge in the first 20 odd minutes. So if they get some attack, like he is a likely candidate to score the odd try like that, and then he goes to the middle and works. So it's a good little routine they got going on there. Lockie Hubner with a 36. So I think he was my lowest scoring player to come in, which is fine. 36, not great, but it is what it is. The halves, oh baby, the halves. Nico Hines 117. I mean, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about trading him in last week for what he get, like 80 odd last week. He backs it up with a 117. So I feel like I jumped on pretty. Basically the right time. I mean, there's going to be some lower scores, but I mean, Hines at 600k, I mean, he's only 660 now. I still think if you don't have Hines, he's definitely the halfback to go to. Like, they're not, again, the massive scores are probably not going to be there like previous years, but he's the best of the bunch. Like, he is the best of the bunch, barring Cleary. I still think so. 660k, I still think you should jump on Hines for sure. Nathan Cleary, 129, carved up my Broncos, so there's that. A bit of a bounce back for old Cleary. And then Lukey Metcalf, 119. Oh, that feels good. That feels damn good. Luke Metcalf, 119. I thought he'd update a little bit more. Obviously, it was one of those games where first half blitzed it, was on about 100 at halftime, maybe even more than 100, and then second half just didn't really see much of the footy. But yeah, it is what it is. I just feel so vindicated for Metcalf. Like, I talked about holding him as a bit of a pod play over this period. The draw got good. There wasn't anyone else I was like that keen to get on. The Jaden Campbell injury, I mean, I'm not going to lie, the Campbell injury, not good, but it did allow me to play Metcalf. And honestly, he could have gone ton. I know it's a bit of copium, and things happen in Supercoach. Like, yeah, it can change in an instant, but the 56 against the Bronx, he looked really good, missed a ton of goals, had a heap of negative stats, was so close to more attack. And against Newcastle, similar thing. There were a couple of rundowns where he didn't quite get to the try line, missed a couple of goals, and also the try assist to Tuapiki in the corner, just a fraction, he put his foot out. It could have easily gone like ton, but I will take the 120 for Luke Metcalf. I mean, he's been really good, so I feel really, just vindicated for holding him. Obviously, it was a roller coaster to start, but now, I mean, 54, 59, 56, 47, they're fine. Like, I mean, the rest of the 5/8s, it's fine, but he's shown he's got the ceiling. Just in general, he is looking so much better. Then they take on the Dragons and then the Dolphins. Both away from home, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's obviously nice for our boy Luke Metcalf. The back line, so Jacob Kiraz with a 152. I mean, yeah, I was tempted. Obviously, I took the vice captain loop on Ponga, as you can see, but if I didn't do that, there was going to be a temptation to chuck the captaincy on Kiraz. I don't think I would have done it just because the captaincy has really screwed me a lot last year, but it's done it a couple of times already this year. So I don't think I would have taken the punt, but I just felt there was a big score coming for Kiraz, and against that Titans team, yeah, it was on. Greggy Marju 74 points. You'll take. Jackson Purdue with a 46. Thankfully, he scored that try. He still looked good. Just didn't see as much quality football in this one, but that's fine. Billy Smith with a 34. He sort of shit the bed since everyone brought him in. I don't know. There's still a part of me that's like, it's sort of good because I feel like a lot of people aren't going to play Billy Smith going forward just because of the 2 bad scores, but I still feel really solid about playing him. It just, I don't know, he just won't see any footy, but it is what it is. Rob Toya with a 148. I mean, Billy Smith saw no footy. It was all going down Robert Toya's side, and my boy with a 148. Oh, that feels really good as well. Thomas Jenkins finally found some football. Like, it's crazy. McLean is obviously a talent, but fuck me dead. Like, Luke Garner, back rower, he can do a job in the centres, but he's obviously not ideal. Just the catch and pass. Like, the catch and pass, and Jenkins with like fucking 4 line breaks, 2 tries. And it's just like, man, what could have been the last couple of weeks? But obviously we didn't play Jenkins, but 117, that'll obviously get the cash rolling again. And I mean, if Penrith is starting to look better, I don't know. They're so fucking up and down. The Broncos are up and down. I don't really know what to make of it. But if they do start scoring some more points, if fucking McLean is not back into the side, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Jenkins when To'o potentially returns this week. I would imagine he would go to centre, and To'o's obviously going to the wing. I guess it just determines whether or not Elamotti, because what could happen is Elamotti could go to centre. Elamotti could go to centre and Jenkins could go to his wing with To'o on the other. Or Jenkins could just go to centre and Elamotti 6 on the wing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. I don't think they're dropping Jenkins. I've seen a few people concerned potentially, but they're not going to drop Jenkins. I mean, Garner did a good job, but like Garner is not going to stay as the permanent centre. That'd be fucking crazy. And then our fullbacks and our flex, all pretty damn solid. Kalen Ponga with a 98, Papenhausen with an 80, and our new recruit Dylan Lucas with an 89. It feels pretty damn good. I mean, look at the scores across the board, and that's not even throwing on the non-players. Jenkins 117, and I mean, I can't be disappointed because like I was never going to play Jenkins. Egan with a 97, Nicholson with a 73. The fucking scoring was out of control. So a bit to talk about with what happened. So originally I wasn't gonna reserve. I had the reserve, I think, on either Nick. I think I was weighing up Nicholson and Egan, right? But then come the weekend, I was looking at it close and I'm like, you know what? I feel good about Toya. I call it luck, call it whatever, but I felt good about Rob Toya. And part of me was like, if the Roosters, and I thought the Roosters would put on some points, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I feel like play Smith and Toya. Surely one of them will see some footy, unlike last week where it was just all Tedesco and Sandon Smith. And it worked out pretty much like that. Rob Toya with a 148. Smith, 34, but, you know, it is what it is. I felt really good about that. Obviously, Egan ended up scoring 97, but I don't know, it would have been It would have been interesting if I actually played Egan over Toya. I might have gone Nicholson, who also scored well, but obviously a 148 tops those two regardless. And then the other big change I made from my final sort of video was the vice captaincy. And I'm glad I switched it. Obviously on paper it doesn't look as good, but so originally I was very confident putting the vice captaincy on Ponga. You know, it didn't get much better than that. Obviously, there was a bit of rain around, which wasn't ideal. But it was a Saturday RV game, Suncorp Magic Round. What, third game of the weekend? So it all felt good. The Rabbitohs were depleted. I was like, I felt good. The only reason I was going to switch was because of the talk about Ponga and his rib cartilage injury. I was a bit spooked by that, and originally I had the vice captaincy on Hines, right? But then before the Sharks game, I was like, no, go with my initial thought. If Ponga is injured, he's injured. It is what it is. But I felt good about that from the start, and I switched it back to Ponga. Now, again, Hines scored more, but it could have been an issue, because if I had the vice captaincy on Hines 117, I definitely looped. I think he was on 113 at the end. He didn't update too much. He didn't update or downgrade. I don't think, maybe a couple of points, but he was on about this score at the end of the game, which I would have looped for sure. So if I'd looped, I would have taken out Toya. And brought Garrick in, and I wouldn't have played Toya. Obviously I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have played Toya. And then I probably wouldn't have played Egan anyway, because I was playing Horsburgh over Egan, so I would have missed out on the 148 to loop the 117. So it definitely, it probably is. Yeah, I don't know. I could do the maths on it, but I'm pretty sure I would have lost quite a few points with that. Now, the Kalen Ponga, I'm a little salty with this one, because every other fucking big scoring fullback updated like quite a bit. Drinkwater, Tedesco, they all updated to like 130 odd. Kalen Ponga, he was on about 110 at the end of the game. Fucking downgrades to 98. I was like, come on, please. Like, where's the... I was a little salty he downgraded to 98. I was like, where are the fucking unicorn points when I need them, bro? But no, he downgraded, fucking whatever. It is what it is. And it could have been, like... it was a good weekend. But, again, I'm a little salty, because it could have been like 30 points more straight off rip. At the end of the game, Bradman Best threw... with the flick pass, all he has to do is hit fucking Ponga. Also, Marju's there as well, but he fucking throws it forward and misses both of them. I was just like, oh, please, just give me it. But no, 98. And I think, so obviously we took the loop, which I don't, so... If I didn't loop Ponga, I would have put the captaincy on Terrell May. Obviously, I know I talked about maybe taking a punt on Kiraz, but I don't think I would have done that. It was either Payne Haas or Terrell May, but I'm pretty sure I would have gone with Terrell May as my captain. So, obviously, the way the AE works, and I'll talk about the Sandon Smith thing here. So, it's a little confusing with the flex, right? But I'll try to explain it for people that may be unawares. So, you pick your 18 players, right? Your normal 17, but then you got your flex. So, you've got 18 players, right? Now, with the normal with the normal vice captain loop, so in this situation... I was taking the Kalen Ponga vice captain, so obviously you take off whoever, but in this case I took off one of our back rowers, put on Olaquatu who wasn't playing, and as my captain. So, in that situation, we lose a player, so we only have 17 scoring players, right? Then, the way the flex works, you get... Well... I said I was going to explain it well, and I've already fucking almost screwed it, because it's a little fucking complicated, but so the way it works, whenever you have a non-player, you get an AE, so an auto emergency, which is always your lowest scoring player from your non-playing. So anyone that doesn't have the reserve on them. So it could have been Mamazoulis, Nicholson, Egan, Hubner, or Jenkins. Whoever scored the lowest would then come into your 18-man scoring roster, right? So in this situation, it was Lockie Hubner with 36 points. So Lockie Hubner comes in, basically in simple terms, Hubner basically replaces Olaquatu, but he doesn't have the captaincy, right? So he comes in and he becomes our 18 scoring player. Then at the end of the round, or like during the round, but at the end of the round, you then get your top 17 scoring players. So your bottom scoring player drops out, which is obviously Sandon Smith, who scored 0. That's how it works. Hopefully people understood that. The reason why Sandon Smith is interesting though, because, right, let's just say it was like this, right? I had Mamazoulis instead of Sandon Smith. Now, it doesn't really impact me, because if that happened, it would have been the same. I would have got 2 extra points, right? I would have got 2 extra points because Hubner comes in and then Hubner drops out instead of Sandon Smith, who got 0, right? It didn't affect me personally, but and there were definitely people that potentially had this. I couldn't imagine there were too many, but if you didn't have Sandon Smith starting or is your reserve, right, because he didn't score a point, he doesn't come in to your auto emergency. So he was on 1 point at the end of the game. So if it, let's just say we do it, we vice captain loop. Sandon Smith was on 1, so out of our non-playing reserves, Sandon Smith 1 point. He would come in as our lowest scoring player, and then it would still drop out. So it doesn't actually change things too much, but it is funny that he updated to 0, which because he scored 0, it does not count. I don't know. It's a weird one. It counts as 0 as a do not play, right? Which is weird because it doesn't, like, if he scored negative points, it would count. He would come in. I found that out fucking last year before we had flex. So the negative points actually fucking took points off my score. That was great. I had 2 negative scores in my team at one point last year. That was great times looking back on that. But that's hopefully I've explained it. Obviously, there's a bit of moving parts because of that, but yeah. Basically, the flex definitely allows much more, I guess, potential to loop. And the point about this, if I didn't loop, obviously Terrell May scored like 20 points less. I think overall, and if I didn't loop, I would have played Nicholson or Egan. Both scored well, but because of the double points for Ponga, it would have been pretty negligible. I think we lost a few points. I could do the calculations, but I think overall we lost a few points by doing the loop and not just captaining Terrell May, but it wasn't much. If Terrell May scores like 120, then yeah, sure, but it was fine. So that a long-winded way to talk about the loop, but yeah, other than that, wow, what a scoring round. Let's have a quick squiz at some of the other top scorers. It was just the round, like everybody's players seemed to score well. Everybody scored a try. All the big name players went well. Every like it was crazy. Let's just have a look. So, I mean, we had the 2 top scorers, which feels good. And they're not like Kiraz at 11%. Like it's quite a bit owned, but it's not like insanely owned. It's probably a lot more in like the top 10%, top 5%, but yeah, still quite a few people don't own. Rob Toya, there would have been plenty of people that didn't play Toya. It's not a silly reason not to play him, but I felt pretty good. Tedesco with a fucking 130. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dude, I do feel I do feel pretty fortunate though, because last week we had Sanders Smith, who, like, Tedesco also killed it, but I had Sanders Smith, who was a bit of a pod as well. Not like a huge pod, but again, not that many people played him last week comparatively. So I had Sanders Smith to weigh it out, and then this week we had Rob Toya to weigh it out. So as much as I was fucking hating Tedesco, Toya was also benefiting greatly. So it felt good. It felt good. Clear, we have Fletcher Sharp, popular trade in Sharp, fucking 128. Drinkwater 127. We have Metcalf, feels good. Connor Tracy 118. Also, fairly popular. He's done a pretty good job. It's obviously centre wing. You can pick him up. Nico Hines, Thomas Jenkins, Falongo looked really good. He's an interesting one, but like, you just can't get him because like Warbrick could be back any week, and then it's like he'll find himself out of the team. I feel like he has to be starting, but I don't know. I couldn't do it though. Again, popular trade in Bo Fermor, fucking 105, scored 2 tries. Who else have we got? Kalen Ponga killed it. Jacob Preston fucking scored another try off the back of bloody Kiraz killing it. I feel so annoyed about Preston. I'm not going to lie. I hope he gets suspended for 3 games. I know they're challenging it, and, because of prize, he's facing 3 games. I really hope he fucking gets 3 games, dude. It would just make me feel better about selling him. Nwangani Tawaze, really good. Cameron McInnes, like a somewhat popular trade-in, fucking scored the 1 try of his season. I was like, fuck off, bro. Like, people brought him in for like his 50, 60 average, which is fine. And then he fucking gets a try. I was like, fucking really? Really? Lucas Haas. Nanai looked good again. I mean, I feel like he's played himself into Origin. I would have him there, either starting or on the bench. So I would have loved to have got him a couple of weeks ago, but can't now. Again, King Tonga looked really good. Yeah, he could be. I mean, it's actually, dude, it's very interesting because Campbell. They're talking about a potentially early return for Campbell, but I sort of don't want him to come back because I want to free up the cash. And like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, obviously Campbell's back. I'm not selling him this week anyway, but like, Tonga in a couple of weeks could be the cheapie of the, well, not the cheapie of the season, but he could be a great pickup. I guess you could make the argument to trade out Metcalf instead of Campbell, but fuck, Metcalf's looking so good. I'm like, I don't know. We'll talk more about that. Obviously, when team lists come out, we'll see if Campbell is like early, or if they're just looking for like next week. We'll see. Who else we got? Yeah, Herbie, of course, scored a try. Again, 2 weeks in a row he scored tries when his score would have been like pretty meh. But I guess I feel good about going Kiraz over Herbie because he got fucking 150 this week, so that's nice. Dylan Brown with a 77. Tamale scored a try. Like, just everybody fucking went huge. Everyone went huge, dude. Kale Ero also scored a try. He only scored 71. I mean, this was exactly why I didn't go Ero. I went Lucas over Ero because I was like, with that hammy injury, I was pretty certain that Ero wouldn't be as involved, and he wasn't. The scoring is like way down, like his base was way down, but he scored a try in like the first few minutes. Granted, Nico Hines set him up, so that was good, but yeah, it's just one of those ones. Britton Nickera, he did score another try, but fuck, he's 530. Like, it's really hard not to potentially go Nickera. He's definitely bottomed out, right? He's still got a 67 break even. He's gonna lose more money somehow. I don't know. Maybe you just never get him. Yeah, just big scores all across the park. But let's go into the team. Let's have a look at what we are looking at for next week. So obviously the Roosters, a big team that is on the bye, which that's fantastic. Finally, Tedesco. I don't have to bloody be freaked out about Tedesco scoring 130 again. I know Edwards was taken off late in the game. Apparently just cramp from reports, but he has had hammy issues in the past, so dude, is Tedesco gonna play Origin? This is why, don't get me, I talked about it. I really wanted Tedesco last week, but the fact that they had the bye this week, then the Bulldogs next week, and then it's Origin, it's like you might as well wait. At this point, he could score another 130 against the Dogs. I wouldn't be shocked, but I think at that point you just have to wait until round 12 and see if he's actually playing Origin or not. I still don't think he will, but I mean, if Edwards does have an injury, he's every chance to come in. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the other Roosters, obviously no Toya, our saviour, and no Billy Smith. That's fine. And it works out well. Obviously, Sanders Smith would have missed this week with concussion. What a way to fucking get concussed too. Herbie Farnworth puts the big fucking don't argue. That is... Oh, man. I love Herbie, dude. But hitting your head on the ground, just getting fucking ragdolled, that's quite the way to knock yourself out. But yeah, no Sanders Smith. I mean, obviously I don't love Mamazoulis, but it's fine. This is why I was happy to run with this. Mamazoulis hopefully can punch out 50 instead of 40, but that is fine. The rest of it's pretty strong. Corey Horsburgh, I guess he's the other one. I think it was a bit of a weird one, but I think it was confirmed it was a Cat 1. So unless the Raiders challenge that, then he will be out for this week. There is a temptation to sell now for Horsburgh. 69 break even. I mean, I'd be shocked if he doesn't play Origin. So there is a temptation if he misses this week. You could look at trading him off to somebody else, but yeah, we'll look at that. The rest of the front row, obviously, they're fine to rock and roll. Again, we'll have a closer look at our big front rowers, who I think they're all going to play Origin, and we'll decide if potentially one of them can go if they have a really bad schedule for Origin. We'll weigh that up. I don't know. I feel like Terrell May. I don't think they'll start Terrell May. I feel like. I honestly, I don't know. I honestly have no idea if Daly will pick May. Surely he has to, but there's report that fucking Spencer Lenieu's going to get a spot on the bench, which is baffling. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll weigh that up in round 12 to see if we sell one of the big boys. The rest of the back row is fine. Obviously, Egan playing now back to 70-odd minutes. That's great. Hubner, he obviously lost cash. He's every chance to lose cash this week, but he's only 350k. He'll start making money again. I think he can get up to that 400, 450 mark. I'm fine to hold him for now until something better comes along. If there's a cheapie or we can just upgrade him with no real qualms. But I'm happy to hold him, play him if I really need to, but it's fine for now. The halves are fine. We have to just it's going to be a big question what we do with Campbell, because if he is back soon, I was sort of banking on trading Campbell down to free up a lot of cash. King Tonga would be fucking beautiful to free up 500k. I mean, Metcalf is playing so well, and obviously backing up, getting a 120. He's got a good draw coming up. He plays round 12. I guess what you could potentially do, you could potentially trade Campbell to Tonga obviously have Metcalf for round 12 and 13. And then you could trade potentially Metcalf back up to Campbell in round like 15 for the second bye. 15, 16, 17, misses 18. You could. They take on the Knights this week. We'll see if he's back. Then Canberra, then they have the bye, and then Melbourne in the backup. So, I don't know. He does have a low... it's a high break-even, so he could lose a bit of cash as well. And also, like, ankle injuries like that, like, there is, like, a concern for, like... Not, like, re-injury, but just being able to perform as you would if you didn't have the injury, basically. I'm not putting that in very eloquent terms, but you just can't move as well. Like, it's not quite right when you return, especially if he's returning early. It would be, I don't know. Like, I don't know what ankle, I can't remember what ankle it was. Like, would he still goal kick? I don't know. I still think trading Campbell is probably the play to free up cash, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Our centre wing, honestly, it picks itself. Garrett comes straight back in for Rob Toya. Thomas Jenkins, who do they play? Cowboys. It's not a bad play to play Jenkins against the Cows. The Cows have been good, but they're fucking leaky. So, and then Ponga, Pappenhausen, Lucas. That feels good. Obviously, Drinky. I wouldn't mind Drinky, but obviously we're foregoing Drinky. Like I said, we're foregoing Drinky until like round 13 after they miss that first major bye. If we can get Drinky in, if Tedesco is not playing Origin, if we can get Drinky and Tedesco, that's why I do sort of need to trade Campbell down to Tonkia to free up 500. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Purdue, in worst case scenario, you could look to trade Purdue. He does have 100 break even. Not now, obviously, but if he is like at a good price, you could trade him instead of like going up from somebody else. But yeah, we'll weigh that up. But yeah, I don't know. It could be a week where I actually feel really good about holding a trade. Because again, we wouldn't have to trade to Tongia this week. It would be nice to watch him go around again. He looked good, but you don't know what fucking Flanagan's going to do. So there is a little concern. Obviously, I didn't talk about it, but I'm very fucking glad I got rid of Gutherson. Like, yeah, really glad. The people that were saying you have to hold him, just fucking brain dead. If you held him, that's fine. Like, it was a pretty good matchup, but I just... He's hit the wall. He's fucking hit the wall, dude. Like, you got the big scores from him early. You made the cash. I mean, now you've lost a lot of cash. But that was the thing with Ponga. Thankfully, I mean, we're really hoping Ponga can get up to like a good price. 2 more tons, and then we can hopefully trade him to Tedesco like for not that much money. But yeah, he's got a 38 break even. Hopefully gets another ton and then has another good matchup next week. So we shall see. I mean, there is a good vice captaincy on for fucking Ponga this week. That's for sure. But yeah, that looks pretty good overall. I feel happy. We still got a boost left. 30 trades. We obviously only used 1 trade last week, and I don't. I guess you could trade Horsburgh. What are the? Let's have a squiz at some of the forwards. I mean, it's more like front rowers, right? Like the back rowers are all a bit fucking meh. I mean, Hudson Young, we are definitely not paying fucking over 800,000 for. Paddy Carrigan, he's a front row duel. Jacob Preston, we can't go back to him, and hopefully he's suspended. We've got Katoa, we've got Ola Kawatu, obviously not going Yo. Bowie Fermor with a fucking 105, but surely he plays. I'm gonna be pissed if he doesn't play Origin, but yeah, we'll see. Cameron McInnes, Sia Wong is interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I am half tempted to bring back Sia Wong, or not bring him back, but bring him in, like for round 12 potentially. I think. Like, the scores have been a bit... I was going to say lackluster. I mean, a couple of low, but they've been pretty good for like these haven't been with like tries. So the Roosters obviously have just an insane run over the Origin period, and Sia Wong obviously not playing Origin. He's got that edge spot locked up. I think he's still only 550. He's got a bye this week, and then he's got a somewhat high break even. I wouldn't mind potentially a Sia Wong. I don't hate it. Even I'm not gonna lie, there was a temptation to maybe go back to Naf White as well over. You know what? I'd be actually half tempted to do that. I know it might seem crazy, but Naf White, what's he got? A 76. It could work out pretty well. Obviously, a bye this week, then they take on the Doggies, where hopefully he'll lose cash. But then during Origin, if Lenu is out, Angus Crichton will be out. Lindsay Collins, I don't know what's going on there. He shouldn't play Origin, but he's not playing anyway. I don't know what's going on, but they're going to be down a lot of troops. Connor Watson also. So, Naf White could play big minutes over Origin. So I'm sort of half tempted. You might bring back White for round 12 and beyond. I don't know. Is that silly? I think it's not a bad idea. Aaron Clark, I wouldn't mind getting Aaron Clark, but I don't know, paying 600,000 for him, you could do worse. He's looking so good. He's playing big minutes, tackle busting, offloading. It's still not a terrible price for Aaron Clark. I've got to be honest. How is their bye schedule isn't that good from memory. They play 12 and 13 though. 12, 13, 14. They miss 15. 16, 17, miss 18. So, yeah, I don't know. It could be interesting if we go like Aaron Clark or Naf White. But, yes. There's no one really else on that particularly interested. I mean, Mitch Barnett is at a pretty good price, but, yeah, wouldn't go there. Hopgood, fucking 490. Kai Pearce-Paul, he's also getting a bit expensive. So yeah, I guess fucking what is going on with Fafita, bro? Sure, I mean, if Fafita comes back, it'd be really hard not to try and get Fafita basically straight back into the side. But what is fucking doing with Fafita? I don't know. I don't know. That's one to wait and see on. And then the front row, obviously, I mean, Tarpany is the guy. Adam Finnell-Blake, yeah, he's losing a bit of cash, 45. He got bailed out with some attack the last couple of weeks too, because it's sort of the issue with Finnell-Blake. He's definitely carrying some injuries. He has that groin niggle. Then he had a shoulder complaint a couple of weeks ago. So he's definitely... I mean, look at the minutes. He played 43, 43. Played 62 against the Tigers. They sort of needed him for that one. And then back to 43 against the Eels. So the minutes are bad. He's obviously a gun, but, the minutes, you can't justify paying over 650 for him. So, yeah, interesting. Joey Tarpany he keeps getting fucking attacking stats, so he's very expensive, but he is probably the best of the bunch. And then, I mean, Naf White still. I really don't mind the Naf White play over the Origin period. I don't know. We'll see. But nothing is that pressing at the moment, and I feel pretty good about the 17 going into this week, honestly. I feel pretty good. It's crazy. I feel like I've done a pretty good job with the side. We've literally had Campbell, a $700,000 player, sitting on the pine for 3 or 4 weeks now, and it really hasn't affected us at all. So, yeah, I mean, that's sort of the other reason why I don't mind trading him down if Metcalf is going to continue looking really good. So, yeah, we'll see. Who was our other reserve at the moment? Could be Nicholson, Egan. I mean, we got a strong 18 this week, even without the Roosters players. You'd probably maybe go Egan. Nicholson, don't love the Nicholson play against the Dogs. Jenkins, maybe you take the punt on Jenkins. I don't know. Let's just go Egan for now. But yeah, I feel pretty good. Not much else to say. We'll obviously be back for the team list. Dude, I can't do the 1600. That's just the scoring. I can't get over the fucking scoring in this game. I mean, what a weekend. Magic round. It delivered, baby. But yeah, I feel pretty good going forward. I'm thinking we might not trade, but obviously after team lists and later in the week, there's probably going to be a cheeky trade or two. Let's be real. I mean, there's still some very good pickups I would love to get in. Like fucking Herbie Farnworth, I'd love. But I think the center wing is pretty much set. Like, it's going to be hard to fit another guy in yet. Just, especially with Toya now making bulk cash, Jenkins about to make bulk cash, so it's hard to justify doing that. But yeah, there's still some good options to bring in for the buy schedule. I mean, even Fletcher Sharp, I would love, but it's not going to happen. It is annoying. Fletcher Sharp is already dual center wing fullback, because him at 5'8" would have been great as well. But yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys had also a great week of Supercoach. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.